And we're back with Converge. I'm sitting here with Mayor Toomer and Mayor Cromer. Mayor Cromer of Beaufort, Mayor Toomer of Bluffton. At the last segment, we were talking about the balance of bringing in employment businesses who can facilitate, employing people. And I'm curious to know what the balance is between a corporate business coming in, if it's a chain or a hospital, versus a private person coming and bringing in a new business, hanging out the shingle, as they say. So could you give us any insight of who's coming in to bring their businesses?
There is a lot of difference. It's just, let's just use a hospital. We need a hospital. People will always, the people are here, people are going to have to go to the hospital, unfortunately, all of us. A hospital is not a big economic impact for, like in taxation, because they're tax exempt. But what they bring with them, as far as specialist doctors that are, or private practices, or even affiliations of the hospital, labs to do blood work, all those different things that are associated with a hospital, they like to be close to the hospital. So that's the big economic driver or benefit for the town. The hospital being here is just an automatic, in my opinion, a luxury, a pleasure for the people. If you need to go to the hospital and you don't have to drive but a minute and a half or 5 minutes, that's a lot better than having to drive
an hour,
depending
on where you have to go.
To Savannah or Hilton Head or even Hardyville. So that's, that part of it. The small businesses, when you have a hospital and doctor's offices and whatever, they have to have something to eat. So then you have restaurants, whether it's pizzas or ice cream or coffee shops, so the whole thing kind of builds together, and that it's what the people want, is what people need, and it makes sense for the town.
Mm-hmm. And what about you? What's happening in Beaufort?
Well, we're seeing some small business, particularly downtown. We're trying to do a revitalization program down there to bring more residents as well as tourists down there. The waterfront park is adjacent to it, so that helps. We're trying to have more events down there for the locals and residents, and tourists. But as far as we're concerned, we don't have many corporate entities. We're heavily military. We do have a lot of tourism business, but I would say we have received lately in the Beaufort Station, which is a big commercial development outside with your standard franchise, I won't say big box, but typical stores, Hobby Lobby, those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. But that's been our major growth thing right there, is just that growth heading down 170 and on 21 coming into Beaufort. We try to do a balance between the growth and preservation, because we want to keep what's special about Beaufort, the charm, the character, the natural environment, as much as we can. And we are seeing growth, but we're trying to, best we can, manage it. And it's tough, as Larry pointed to earlier. You already have these development agreements in place, so they're going to develop these, we call them multifamily housing units and all that are taking place, like mushrooms growing up along our corridor there in 170. But we need to take a look and see how is that impacting our environment and the character and charm of our community, because we don't lose that.
I agree with you 100%, and I think that's where green space, I know Hilton Head Island is always, that's been an agenda for them. I think they pretty much have built out what they can do. Now they're trying to rejuvenate buildings, rejuvenate areas, and trying to keep what they have, because they don't really want to add more development as far as housing and condos and things like that. And up here, the boom, as you say, Mayor Toomer, is just, it's outstanding. And we have to put an infrastructure, and I think that's the next question I have for everybody, is the infrastructure, the roads, the quality of roads, our traffic. I mean, for a little island, we do have traffic, and we, some of our viewers may not know, but sometimes you go down on the island, it may take an hour in the morning, and you're only going 20 miles. So it's kind of interesting. So we'll pick up on that conversation when we come back, okay?
Okay.
And we'll be right back with more Converge.